Now we come to our final round, one called Scenes We'd Like to See. This is for everyone, so if you can make your way over to the performance area, please. I call out ideas for scenarios we'd love to see, and the performers come in with their suggestions. Right, here we go. The first subject is unsettling things to hear in the White House.
Welcome, President Schwarzenegger.
Very good. Okay, our next topic is discarded titles for the next Harry Potter book.
Harry Potter and the Mudblood Prince in a Nazi uniform. Harry Potter and the two other kids who can't act.
Okay, let's go to the next topic. Things you shouldn't say to the Queen on being given your honour.
Could you sign this for me? I'll make much more on eBay.
Things a Wimbledon commentator would never say.
40, 37. Goal!
TV shows that never made it to air.
You've been shot.
Okay, next topic is unlikely lines for the Queen to include in her annual message.
So there were these two nuns in the bath.
The wrong things to say on your first day in the army.
You guys look great. If you play your cards right, you might be able to stand outside one of Grandma's palaces.
Okay, the next topic is some pointers for Sven here, possibly. Bad things for the England manager to be caught saying.
Well, the thing about Crouch is that he's got a very light touch for a big man.
The very worst person to be president of the US.
I'm Barry Scott, and this is Sillet Bang.
This round is much easier if you can do impressions.
Unlikely things to hear at the Oscars.
Thank you. This will be on eBay tomorrow morning.
Unlikely things for a Winter Olympics commentator to say.
And he's fallen over. I love it when they do that. That's the best bit.
What you don't want to hear a Prime Minister say.
So, there were these two Muslims who walked into a bar.
Bad Valentine cards to receive.
I want to bonk you senseless tonight. Lots of love, your cellmate. I can't wait to feel your flesh next to mine again. Love, Mum. I love you. Please send this letter on to 10 other people.
Exam questions that were rejected.
A lot of people say that the exams are too easy. Is the answer A, yes? Or B, David Beckham? Do you think kids spend too much time with their PlayStation? Answer cross, triangle, circle or square.
Famous last words.
No, don't shoot me! It's Yoko you want! He's only got lipstick, Vaseline and jam. What trouble can he cause?
Rejected first lines for the new Harry Potter book.
I have earned more money than the Queen. I can't be arsed.
Unhelpful things to say in a crisis.
I think this 14th century text adequately sums up what I want to say.
Ill-advised things to say in court.
How How could she have seen my face? I was wearing a balaclava!
Things a sports commentator would never say.
And they're off! They're off! They're off! And I should probably keep my voice down because this is snooker.
Commercials that never made it to air.
Lynx, for that cheap teenage smell of desperation. L'Oreal. Take 2 bottles into the shower. Yes, I'm an alcoholic.
That's it on that topic. Our next topic is inappropriate acts for the Royal Variety Performance.
Ladies and gentlemen, the marching band of the Mujahideen. The George Michael Motorcycling Display Team.
Lines that you'd never hear in a Bond film.
Here's your new car, Bond. A Ford Focus. Let me get this straight. There's an evil tyrant at the top of a mountain, surrounded totally by armed guards. Do you know, I don't fancy it.
Bad things to say when leading troops into battle.
Hello, I'm George Bush.
Unlikely things to hear on Blue Peter.
And welcome back, John Leslie.
Things you wouldn't hear on a driving test.
When there's nobody else on a motorway, you should always drive in the middle lane, just in case you fall asleep, you've got a bit longer.
What the Queen didn't say in her Christmas message.
As usual, after this, we'll be watching The Great Escape, and as usual, we'll be supporting the Germans.
Unlikely lines to find in the Bible.
He's not the Messiah, he's a very naughty boy. And Mary said God had given her a child, so Joseph went and joined Fathers for Justice.
Bad things for a teacher to say.
Fight, 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 fight! I'm a gun runner, robber and murderer, but the Home Office think I'm clean.
Rejected lines from movies.
There are 50,000 Zulu outside. Now tell Jade to get back inside and keep her bloody mouth shut. What, Rambo? You want to wait for a UN resolution?
Unlikely excerpts from a nature documentary.
Do you see this little fella here? And I'm stood here in the jungle in my bathrobe because my luggage is still at Heathrow. And here we have 2 insects shagging away. And yes, the lion's after the impala, and the lion's got the impala. Tuck in, my son. Lion 1, impala 0.
What a TV chef would never say.
And here, what you want to do is put a little bit of the brown mixture in the tin and then sprinkle a little bit of hash on the top of it.
Am I invisible in this fucking jacket?
I think you just need 2 things to make this dish. What you need is a takeaway menu and a phone.
It's not going to be worth it now, is it?
The next topic is bad things to say at the opening of the new Wembley Stadium.
Welcome to the 2008 Cup Final. So if you could all make your way to the coaches, we're on our way to Cardiff. And maybe one day, with the right bunch of hooligans from Scotland, these goalposts can get trashed all over again.
Unlikely things to hear on Comic Relief.
And we'd just like to thank the donation of 160,000 turkeys from a Mr. B. Matthews.
The worst thing your new neighbour could say.
I hope my turkeys won't be keeping you awake.
What a newsreader would never say. The worst thing to hear over a tannoy system.
If anybody has found a Vicks inhaler...
Bad ways for Gordon Brown to address the nation.
You can take our lives, but you'll never take our freedom. You might like Tony more, but you'll hate my wife less.
Unlikely lines to hear on a science programme.
Today, we're going to be making a bomb using chapati flour and hydrogen peroxide. Hello, my name's Jade Goody.
Questions omitted from the British citizenship test.
Is there any chance you could represent us in the 2012 Olympics? In which case, you're in.
The worst thing to hear on holiday.
Hello, this is your captain speaking. We're up.
Unlikely lines to hear in a TV show.
Hello and welcome to India with Sanjeev Bhaskar and me, Jade Goody.
Weird things to see on a road sign.
Accident on opposite carriageway. Quick, look. You're entering Scotland. No salad for 200 miles. River ahead, which your sat-nav thinks is a road. Giant exclamation mark ahead.
Unlikely things to hear in the House of Lords.
I used to be a lord, but after the operation, I'm a lady. Hello, I'm Lord Ocean Finance.
Bad things to hear on an airplane.
Hold on, I've just entered us in the Red Bull Challenge.
The worst person to be married to.
Of course we're going to go out tonight. It's Hitler's birthday.
Things an athletics commentator would never say.
And I've got to say, it's a surprise. Yes, the winner of the marathon are four blokes tied together dressed as Spider-Man.
This should be a laugh. Women running.
And the urine sample appears to have melted the beaker. That's not a good sign.
The worst thing to say when running for US president.
Yes, I smoked marijuana, and I inhaled. Just now.
Unlikely small ads.
Found! DVD of Lost.
Worried about hair loss? You bald bastard.
Excerpts from DVDs I wouldn't sell.
Welcome to Antiques Roadshow, too hot for TV.
What a news reporter would never say.
I am actually in my bedroom, but I'm trying to make it look like I'm in Baghdad on a satellite phone.
Unlikely letters to be read out on Points of View.
Dear BBC, when are you going to show Nuts on the Road? Nim, nim, nim.
Unlikely things for a royal correspondent to say.
And the Queen there majestically taking her place in the queue to withdraw her savings from Northern Rock. There we see Prince Philip going over to talk to a man from China. This should be interesting.
What a rugby commentator would never say.
And it's the coin toss, and Johnny Wilkinson has sprained his thumb. Seal it, bang! Seal it, bang! Kia ora! Kia ora!
Bad things for a by-election candidate to say.
I would say the fact that the Labour Party haven't put forward a candidate has not devalued this election at all. Ask my fellow opponents, Timmy Mallet, Elvis and the Honey Monster.
It's unnerving things to hear during a medical examination.
Don't worry, panic over. It was just a spider on the microscope.
Things you're unlikely to hear on a quiz show.
Hello, we're Ant and Dec, and welcome to Double Our Money. Double your money. Like a vowel, 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 vowel. Zzz. Is the answer?
Things that would change the atmosphere at a dinner party.
Ignore the banging. She's been in there for 24 years.
Lines you wouldn't hear in a superhero movie.
Hey, Lewis, just before we fly off, I want to check none of your liquids are over 100 millilitres. Biff, bam, kapow, nutted, bottled, slashed. So, tell me, why do they call you Flash?
I may not seem as dangerous as other supervillains, but soon I, Dr. Sheep, will rule the world. Bang.
What's that, Joker? You'll be back. Somehow I don't think you will be.
OK, the next topic is commercials that never made it to air.
Worried about bankruptcy? Then why not paddle your canoe into the middle of the ocean?
Bad things to hear on opening the door in the middle of the night.
Hello. I'm Max Mosley, and I've been a very naughty boy.
Bad things to say at a job interview.
I'm really only here because I'm hoping to slip on a wet floor and then fall off a ladder.
Hey! I remember you from the dungeon. How you doing? It's me, Gimpy Terry.
I'm Gimpy Terry's mate.
Things you wouldn't hear on Songs of Praise.
If you're enjoying this, why not turn over to BBC Three, where you can enjoy Songs of Praise uncut.
Things you wouldn't hear at the Olympics.
There's Paula Radcliffe in a clown outfit holding a sparkler.
Lines you wouldn't hear in a war film.
I'm afraid we can't afford goggles. So what we're going to have to do, we're all going to have to go like this.
Questions that were rejected from this year's exams.
If the answer is 9, what is the question?
Lines you wouldn't hear in a costume drama.
Do you think wearing this bustle makes my arse look big?
Unlikely greetings cards.
Get well soon. P.S. I know it's terminal, but they didn't have a card for that.
Things you didn't hear at the Olympics.
And it's gold for Ireland! And it...
Go on, go again, man, go again. Do it.
And there's fuck all for Ireland!
No, I'm not letting you off for the last Ireland joke. You're not getting on again for the rest of the show. You are not doing another one for the rest of the show, all right?
And here comes...
Hugh Dennis.
And here... It was after I heard the buzzer that I realised there was one thing I hadn't heard at the Olympics, right, was fuck it.
Things you wouldn't hear on the radio.
And now for a travel update. There is an accident on the M1. It's a good one, so hurry up. There's flames and everything. You're listening to Heart FM. The same 5 songs all day long.
Unlikely small ads.
Parents, worried about unruly teenagers ruining your house? You need my book, My House, My Rules, by Joseph Fritzl.
Unlikely things to hear on Question Time.
Is the wrong answer, Charles Clark. Take off an item of clothing.
Things you wouldn't hear in a travel documentary.
This week, I shall be travelling to the Middle East, to Africa, to Asia. But if I still can't find my luggage, I'll return to Terminal 5. I'm surviving here on nuts and berries. That's the trouble with a documentary funded by Channel 5.
Unlikely lines from a TV detective show.
Where has Inspector Frost gone? I saw him only a moment ago, leaning on the hatch of that wine bar counter over there.
Things you wouldn't hear from a weather forecaster.
The humidity's rising, the barometer's going low. Tonight, for the first time, just about 10:30, it's going to start raining men.
Deleted lines from Star Trek.
Now, which one of you put your red top in the washing with all the yellow ones?
Unlikely things to hear on a survival show.
Here I am in the jungle. The mighty jungle. I win my way, I win my way, I win.
Unlikely things to read on a packet.
Serves 4, you greedy bastard. Now put some of that back. Cup of soup. Just add soup.
Deleted lines from a fantasy film.
Welcome to Mordor, twinned with Swansea.
Things you don't want to hear from your flatmate.
No, we can't share the electricity bill. I've got a phone charger and a laptop, and you're on a life support machine.
Unlikely things to hear on a consumer programme.
I won't be on this show next week because I'm going off to Nigeria to pick up my lottery winnings.
Things a sports commentator would never say.
Oh, yes, and that's a beautiful uppercut and another one. But hey, the DJ is still not going to change the track for Steven Gerrard.
Unlikely lines from a thriller.
Ah, Pussy Galore, Bond here. I've been told by my doctor that I need to contact all previous partners. The Orient Express has been cancelled. However, there was a murder on the temporary Orient replacement bus.
Bad things to say at a wedding.
I would like to apologise for the state of my clothes and the smell of sick only I spent last night in a skip. Anyway, dearly beloved, we are gathered here today.
Bad things to hear at the psychiatrist's.
Oh, yes, I can see why you fancy your mother. She's something of a fox.
Unlikely things to hear on a TV talent show.
Hello, I'm Susan Boyle, and I would like to say hello to my brother Frankie.
Susan Boyle is not related to me. None of my relatives will ever manage to chisel their way out of that cellar.
Hello, I'm Billy Cock, and this is my partner, Brian Balls, and together we are Billy and Brian.
Things you wouldn't want to hear at work.
Imagine that. My first day at work, and I appear to have slipped on a wet floor. I think I might be entitled to compensation.
Unlikely things to hear on a property programme.
You can't decide between the two properties? Well, you're an MP. Why don't you claim for them both? Welcome to this episode of Holmes Under the Hammer, where we attack Eamon Holmes with a hammer.
Rejected questions from this year's exams.
Katie Price is supposedly worth £8.5 million and has got a thriving TV career. Explain. If Sally buys 3 oranges and 2 apples, how far south of Scotland is she? English. Is standards declining?
Unlikely things to hear on a TV business show.
OK, we may have lost some money promoting Michael Jackson 02, but let's face it, I've just signed a deal for the new Oasis tour.
Bad things to hear from a tour guide.
Coming up later on, we've got the topless donkey derby and who's got the funniest willy competition. Yes, it's going to be the best saga holiday you've ever had.
Unlikely things to hear on a breakfast show.
You're listening to Six Music. Yes, you. Just you.
Lines you wouldn't hear in a horror movie.
The child is vomiting, its head is rotating, and it seems to be possessed by the devil. However, Britain's social services have visited 20 times, and they think everything's OK. Stay away from the castle. The cafe's overpriced, and the gift shop shits.
The next topic is unlikely things to hear on a children's TV programme.
This week's episode of Thomas the Tank Engine has been cancelled and replaced by Ronald, the replacement bus service. Flobber-dobber-dob, said Bill. Bloody foreigners, said Ben.
Things you wouldn't hear at a party conference.
Would you please welcome the man who's made the Conservatives an electable force again, Gordon Brown!
Unlikely things to hear on a history documentary.
2 world wars and 1 World Cup. Doodah. The final outcome of the Second World War has changed the world forever. So, if you don't want to know the result, walk away now.
Unlikely things to hear on Crime Watch.
Coming up next week, we'll be trying to solve the murders of the people who phoned up giving information on criminals this week. Tonight, we're looking for the man who keeps on burgling my home every time I present this programme.
Unlikely things to hear on a TV election debate.
And the lines have closed. Gordon, it could be you. David, it could be you. Nick, it's not going to be you. Cheryl, tonight you're going to be mentoring the Lib Dems.
Unlikely things to hear at an awards ceremony.
And the award for Best Envelope Glue goes to... and winner of the Suicide Bomber of the Year. I'm afraid they couldn't be with us tonight.
It's things you wouldn't want to hear on a cruise.
I would like to apologise for the rocking of this boat, but we are currently being humped by a whale. There appears to have been an incident in the swimming pool. If a Mr. Barrymore could contact the captain...
Unlikely things to hear in a fitness video.
I'm Madonna. I'm a 50-year-old woman with the body of a 40-year-old man. OK, go on. See if you can raise your leg as high as I can. I bet you can't, because I'm Heather Mills.
Okay, the next topic is unlikely lines to hear in a Hollywood blockbuster.
You want the truth? You can't handle the truth. Welcome to the Fox News Channel. Spider-Man, look out! It's rolled up newspaper man! I've worked out what to do with Goldfinger. What we do is we put him in a big envelope marked Cash My Gold. Use the Force, Luke! And if that doesn't work, turn it off and turn it back on again.
Unlikely things to read in a Valentine's Day card.
Roses are red, violets are blue. I've got something nasty, and now so do you. You're the perfect person for me. Pissed and gagging for it. Do we have to go through this shit every year?
Unlikely things to hear in a science programme.
Now on 5, crop circles, myth or bollocks? He realised that this equation was going to take him absolutely years, so he switched to a media studies course, which was a piece of piss.
Unlikely things to get through your letterbox.
Royal Mail parcel delivery. We called, you were in, so we ran away before you could answer. Are you looking for a dog walking service? Then call Ace Kebabs on 318-318. Looking for an undertaker? Why not call Ace Kebabs on 318-318? The Taj Mahal Indian Restaurant, formerly Ace Kebabs.
Things you wouldn't hear at the Winter Olympics.
And here are the British ice dance pair, Heather Mills and John Sargent. And Britain comes away with 2 gold, 2 silver and a bronze. Well, that'll teach the Austrians a lesson for leaving their locker open. No one has more experience on the ice than him. What a wonderful games it's been so far for Pingu. And there, the skier surprisingly stopped off halfway down for a mulled wine and a shit.
Commercials that never aired.
Our website shows the complete range of pubic wigs. Compare the Merkin.com. Marmite. You either love it, or you hate it, or you think it's okay, but you'd rather have marmalade. Oi, Churchill, have you been rubbing your arse on the carpet again?
Things you don't want to hear in hospital.
So, just checking your notes here. You're Mrs. A. Oh, I'm sorry. You've got MRSA. We're going to put you to sleep now because you're old and it's the kindest thing to do. Accept this sacrifice, almighty Satan!
Unlikely lines to read in the Bible.
The characters in this book are entirely fictitious. And it rained for 40 days and 40 nights, which was a surprise because the Met Office had predicted a barbecue summer.
Things you won't hear your sat-nav say.
Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Turn right at the next junction for a bloody good dogging site. Did you turn the gas off? Did you lock the door? Did you? Did you? I reckon we should go back. I reckon we should go back.
Unlikely things to hear at the World Cup.
And on comes the sub for North Korea, and it's torpedoed the opposition. And the English fans are taunting the American fans by holding up an oil-covered pelican. And here we are on safari. There is a giraffe and an ostrich. I'm terribly sorry, it's Peter Crouch's parents.
Unlikely letters to television channels.
Dear News 24, go to bed. Dear Points of View, who should I complain to if I think Points of View is shit?
Bad things to say on a first date.
I've bought some condoms, and in preparation, I've got one on already. OK, I did crop my Facebook photo so as you couldn't see my conjoined twin.
Whoa! How pissed was I when I asked you out?
Not as pissed as I was when I said yes.
Unlikely lines to hear in a disaster movie.
Men, we are heavily surrounded, but don't worry. Gaza has arrived with some chicken and a fishing rod. The boat is sinking, there's not enough lifeboats, and the worst thing of all, Celine Dion is singing the theme tune. Do you not realise? If this contagion spreads, the entire X Factor judging panel could be wiped out.
Rejected questions from this year's exams.
If you mix blue and yellow, how crap is your government? A car is travelling at a constant speed of 70 miles an hour round the M25. In what imaginary universe are they in fact travelling? Your mum's a slag. Discuss.
The next topic is things you won't hear in a gardening programme.
Last year, I couldn't be bothered to dig up my garden, so I phoned up Time Team and told them I'd just found a Roman coin. Last week, you were complaining about rabbits being rampant in your garden and being a pest. But let me tell you, I've got a rampant rabbit, and when it's in my garden, it causes nothing but joy. Over here is a wonderful water feature, like in Brussels, of a small boy pissing. This one's from Thailand, and I pay him 20 pence a week.
He ain't lying. It's good money.
Unlikely things to read in a political memoir.
So we were playing Truth or Dare, and I didn't want to tell the truth, so I shagged Edwina Curry. I suspected that John Prescott was having an affair when the 4 legs of his desk came through the ceiling above me.
Things you wouldn't hear in a medical documentary.
OK, now, cough, and cough again. OK, yeah, I've got the diagnosis. Got a cough. Today we're attempting a slightly difficult operation. What we're hoping to do is remove the Adam's apple with a pair of tweezers without the patient's nose flashing red.
The Siamese twins were joined in the most embarrassing place imaginable and known by friends as the skipping rope.
Unlikely lines to hear in a kids' film.
Oi, Shrek! Have you been upsetting Colleen again by shagging those prostitutes? I'm terribly sorry. I'll just put my clothes back on. I thought you said chitty chitty gangbang. I am Bambi, son of a murdered mother, husband of an endangered doll. I will have my vengeance in this rifle.
OK, the next topic is things you wouldn't hear in a cookery show.
Today, I brought along chicken tonight, but I'm going to have it tomorrow. Smash the system. Welcome to It's Late and There's Not Much Left in the Fridge. Today, we're going to be making onion double cream banana pasta ketchup. Today, I'm going to be making prune and sweet corn chickpea couscous, because I like to give my bowels a challenge. So, I've been beating away for half an hour, but I'm just lonely. Let's get on with the cooking.
Unlikely things to hear on a news programme.
Behind me, a man lies dead. That's what happens if you pull faces in the background when I'm doing a piece to camera. There is still an embargo on revealing the footballer at the centre of this sex case. This is Brian Henderson outside John Terry's house. Sorry. City news now. London is dangerous, York is old, and Bristol is a bit weird.
The next topic, please. Unlikely things to hear on a train.
We would like to apologise for the bumpy ride as we entered the last station. This is due to some selfish bastard throwing himself under the train. I wonder whether I should take my personal belongings with me when I leave this train. If only there was an announcement that could possibly help me.
Would the driver please contact the guard? We have no idea where you are.
This is the driver contacting the guards. Where am I?
Unlikely things to hear in a quiz show.
We asked 100 people, name something you eat with a spoon. And the top answer was piss off I'm busy. So, Noel, your soul for a resurrected career. Deal or no deal? I'm Dale Winton, and you've got to be in it to win it. And by that, of course, I mean my bottom.
The next topic is lines you wouldn't hear in an action movie.
I know you're mad, Max, but getting drunk and blaming everything on the Jews isn't going to help. OK, men, this is the plan. We tunnel under the wire, we make a dash for Blighty, and hopefully we'll never, ever have to compete in the Commonwealth Games again.
Lines you wouldn't hear in a TV detective show.
The suspect has got a gun, but it's OK. Gaz has arrived and he's brought chicken and a fishing rod. Poirot, you've done it again. You've bored me shitless for the last 2 hours. The body is that of Eamon Holmes. We may need a little more chalk.
OK, the next topic is unlikely things to hear from a sports commentator.
And Ricky Hatton there, bleeding heavily from the nose. This boy really knows how to party. No! 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 The race hasn't started yet. I've just got a bit of a problem. He's got his wood out and he's in a nasty bit of rough. He needs to get to the golf course as quickly as he can.
Things you wouldn't hear at a school assembly.
OK, today we're going to have a special outing. So, Miss Williams, if you'd like to tell everybody why you're a lesbian. So that is how you put on a condom. But, sir, shouldn't you have used a cucumber? Not with that E. coli kicking around.
Unlikely things to hear on a TV talent show.
It was like Elvis was in the building. You're fat and there's a stench of death.
Oh, where's my double act partner? Oh, he's in here. Feeling nothing more than feeling, trying to fall.
Yes, I have been on the show before. I was once trapped in somebody else's underpants, going, feeling. I know you said you were a Gary Glitter tribute act, but we weren't expecting you to do that.
Unlikely things to hear on a history documentary.
Guy Fawkes' bid to blow up the Houses of Parliament failed when he realised his body was made of jumpers and his head was an old football. When Hitler started writing Mein Kampf, he intended it to be a light-hearted romp called Carry On Camping. We have been digging in this field in Hampshire for 3 weeks, and we've found this one piece of crockery, which tells us we desperately need to get laid.
OK, the next topic is unlikely things to hear over a tannoy.
Clean-up required in the magazine aisle between loaded and nuts. If you would like to upgrade to first class, then you should have worked harder at school and got a better job. This is your captain speaking. You can now turn on your mobile phones, as you'll need to text your loved ones goodbye as we plummet into the sea.
Unlikely lines from a superhero film.
Catwoman, what did I tell you about not shitting in next door's garden? Is it a bird? Is it a plane? Well, if you don't know that, what the hell are you doing in air traffic control? I'm sexist, I'm racist, and I drive like an arsehole. I am White Van Man.
Unlikely things for a continuity announcer to say.
Next up on Channel 4, live from Switzerland, it's Come Die With Me. Just to clear up some confusion for our regular viewers, ITV 2+1 is not the same as ITV3. If you have been affected by some of the issues in EastEnders, they must have been acting it better than they usually do. Next up, it's Bargain Hunt, which is also rhyming slang for the bloke who presents it.
Unlikely agony aunt letters.
My partner won't give me oral sex, which is really annoying, because that's the only reason I formed the coalition with him in the first place. My mates are all getting into drugs, but I don't know what to do. Should I charge them mates' rates or just normal prices? I am a man trapped inside the body of a woman. Could you tell us, please, how to get out of position 43 of the Kama Sutra?
Unlikely things to hear at Wimbledon.
Serena Williams has been seeded. You've got to admire the bravery of that bloke. And for any of our Scottish viewers, what you can see there in that glass of Pimm's is fruit.
Unlikely questions from this year's exams.
If a bank loses £60 billion in a 6-month period, using numbers that you've plucked out of thin air, work out what the chief executive's bonus will be.
Unlikely things to read on a motorway sign.
For Middlesbrough, take the exit marked hell and then lose the will to live. Turn off the sat-nav. Use the force, Luke. Throw banana skin behind car now. Super Mario and Diddy Kong approaching from rear.
Unlikely lines from children's books.
This little piggy went to market, and this little piggy stayed at home, and this little piggy went and died horribly of swine flu. Who's been sleeping in my bed? Said Daddy Bear. Well, said Mummy Bear, it's been your brother Ryan, and he's a much better shag than you are. The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, or as we like to call them, the Sugar Babes. Oh dear, said Postman Pat, I've just had sex with my cat Jess. I should have gone to Specsavers.
Unlikely things for a sports commentator to say.
Lewis Hamilton is 3 seconds ahead, but there's trouble at turn 17 as Dastardly and Muttley have dug a pit. Alex Ferguson has substituted Wayne Rooney. Of course, not the first time Rooney has been pulled off by a 69-year-old.
Unlikely lines from a horror film.
I'm sorry, it's just you look nothing like your photo in Match.com. If you don't keep up payments to your exorcist, there's a danger that your home will become repossessed. I've seen the ring! I wish that builder would pull his trousers up.
Commercials that never made it to air.
JD Sports. 2,000 looters can't be wrong.
Do you suffer from dull, lifeless hair? Don't worry, Andy Parsons will buy it off you.
How much did you say you earned for those direct line car insurance accidents? Well, people deserve to hear about this. Honk, 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 honk. Ash for cash. Put your cremated relatives in an envelope. Smash for cash. Put in mashed potato in an envelope.
Links. Come on, virgins, wash your cocks.
Unlikely things to hear in a police station.
I noticed the burglar making his escape. At this moment, I cursed the police cutbacks and gave chase, shouting, Nina, Nina, Nina. No, I've not come to report a crime. It's just that I really missed the bill, so I thought I'd pop in for an hour. Thank God you've arrived, officer. Some bloke just jumped into the boot of my car and shot himself 14 times.
Unlikely things to hear in a science documentary.
Welcome to the sky at night. And if we look out, oh, hell, Croydon's on fire. Without penicillin, well, I'd still be cursing that day I went to Bangkok. Ah, the Northern Lights. Oh, no, Manchester's on fire.
And as the sperm swim towards the eggs, it's hard not to think that I've ruined this fried breakfast.
I'm never again going to have a fried breakfast.
Bad things to say in a job interview.
When I said I was a Yale student, I studied key cutting at Mr. Minute. What do I see myself doing in 5 years' time? Exactly the same, only on Dave. What are my weaknesses? Fat birds.
Okay, the next topic is unlikely things to hear on a consumer programme.
Welcome to Watchdog. Here's a dog. Tonight, we're investigating fencing and why I got tickets for that instead of the 100 metres final, which is what I wanted. Dear Watchdog, I'm extremely pissed off with this product. I bought just for men, my wife used it, and now I am gay.
Unlikely instructions.
Hot noodle. For best results, put back on the shelf. One of these condoms has got a hole in it. Are you feeling lucky, punk? Congratulations on your new bread maker. Ooh, I bet Kingsmill are quaking in their boots.
Unlikely things to hear in a restaurant.
Let's skip the pudding. You look like you've had enough already. This is a traditional Greek restaurant, so don't worry if you can't pay. The German government will cover it. here's the tip. If you find the rest of the chef's penis, please let us know. Excellent choice, sir. This lady is much fitter than your wife.
Unlikely things to read in the Bible.
And lo, they finally saw the sign that God had promised. You are now leaving Swindon. And Moses saw the burning bush and said to his wife, I think you've overdone that bikini wax again. And Jesus saw a traveller in distress and said unto him, well, why don't you just leave Dale Farm and find somewhere else to live?
Unlikely things to hear in a makeover show.
Michelle has got jowls, false teeth, and, in fact, a moustache. But unfortunately, we're here to do up her front room, not her face. And today on Property Ladder, we're going to show you how to break into a property using a ladder. Today on 10 Years Younger, we're going to try and squeeze 9-year-old Amy back up her mother's womb.
Unlikely things to hear at an awards ceremony.
And the award for most cleavage on view goes to Eamon Holmes's arse. And to present Best Film in a Foreign Language, would you please welcome Nick Griffin.
Unlikely lines from a thriller. Your wife's head in a box. You must be the most unlucky contestant ever on Deal or No Deal. Is that a gun in your pocket, or are you just pleased to see me? She purred. Yes, it is a gun in my pocket, and I've just shot my cock off. This prostitute isn't dead, said the Norwegian detective. She's just pining for the fjords.
Unlikely things to hear at Euro 2012.
And there we see in the stands John Terry's wife, and with his arm around her, Rio Ferdinand. And the Greeks have reached the quarter-final. If only they'd had a massive bet on that. And it's Germany against Greece, the ultimate dilemma for the British royal family. So, Germany are camped in the Polish half. Not for the first time.
Things you wouldn't hear on a political discussion show.
Round the table tonight, Eric Pickles. And round another table, 4 other politicians. So, Nick Clegg, which of your 2 faces would you like to answer that question with? And so we have a question here for the Prime Minister from Nancy Cameron, aged 8. And it's, when are you going to pick me up, Daddy?
Unlikely things to read on a health insurance form.
Would you describe the condition of your heart as A, very good, B, mediumly good, or C, boo! Have you ever experienced a burning sensation when you pee? Were you drunk at the time and holding a cigarette at the same time? Buddhists, what was your last cause of death? Would you describe yourself as very fit, quite fit, or a bit of a minger?
Unlikely lines from a war movie.
We've located the battleship. It is in the squares B5, B6, B7, 8, 9. Well, if nothing else, this is going to make a lovely tapestry. Louis, this could be the start of a beautiful friendship, but only if you dress up as a nurse and give me a discharge.
Unlikely things to hear at Wimbledon.
Due to mock the week overrunning, footage from centre court has now been cancelled. And it's the Russian favourite, Novak Djokovic, against the British number 3, absolutely Novak Djokovic. And play has been interrupted as 2 players have walked onto the court saying they've got it booked from 4 and it's now 5 past. The doubles have proved great entertainment today. I've had 10 of them, and let me tell you, Sue Barker is looking absolutely gorgeous.
OK. The next topic is things you wouldn't hear on a consumer programme.
On Watchdog tonight, Anne Robinson has had a seizure, but you won't be able to tell. Tonight, we're investigating United Dairies, R. Whites and Cadbury's in a feature we're calling Milk Milk Lemonade, round the corner chocolate's made. This secret camera we're using is really, really tiny, which is lucky because that rogue builder is about to shove it up my arse.
Things you won't hear at the Olympics.
Very impressive. Usain Bolt has done a lap of honour and won the 400 metres as well. I would like to apologise for my earlier mistake. We are, in fact, watching the javelin and not, as I said, dwarf darts. And now in the weightlifting, it's the snatch. She's a big girl, but it's still compulsive viewing.
Unlikely things to read in a children's book.
And so the tiger came to tea and then shagged another woman and went back to playing golf. Unfortunately, Bob the builder couldn't fix it because Bobski the Polish builder had undercut him and done a far better job. As the train came slowly past, the railway children chucked stones at it and spray-painted Thomas is a wanker.
Rejected questions from this year's exams.
If sine A over A equals sine B over B equals sine C over C, what are the chances that you're ever going to use this in your sodding adult life? Compare the following. A, the market. B, the meerkat. Using the paper provided, roll a joint and pass it round.
Things you didn't hear at the Olympics.
Sweltering conditions here at the ladies' beach volleyball final, but still those 4 blokes in the front row haven't taken their coats off. Welcome to Greco-Roman wrestling, where a man from Greece and a man from Italy wrestle each other for the €1 coin they found on the floor. And the winner is jumping up and down with delight, which will probably see them disqualified from the wheelchair marathon. And next up, it's the dressage, or as it's properly known, river dance for horses.
Unlikely things to hear on a property show.
Yes, it is north-facing, but on the plus side, it's a caravan, so you can just turn it round. 3 coats of varnish and a new rug, and Brucey is ready for his next show.
Unlikely things to hear in a maternity ward.
Mr. Parsons, your baby looks exactly like you. But mind you, so does every other baby. Mrs. Jones, I'm going to need you to push. And then when we've got the ambulance started, we'll try and get you to hospital.
Oh, God, is that my baby? I've given birth to Andy Parsons.
You have a bouncing baby boy. I know that because I dropped him in the delivery room. If you're not in when we deliver your baby, is it okay if we leave it with a neighbour?
That's good. Unlikely things to hear in a news programme.
Welcome to Sky News. At the moment, the sky is blue. More on that volcanic eruption in Iceland. 2 of the R's have closed, 1 of the tills is out of order. And now for the weather report. Let's hope it's a hot one. Oh no, it's Rob McElwee.
Unlikely things to read on a medical label.
Anti-diarrhea medicine. In an emergency, shove the bottle up your arse. Homeopathic tablets. Side effects, none. Main effects, none. Viagra. It'll give you more than 8%. Obesity pills. Don't eat the bottle, chubby.
Unlikely things for a sports commentator to say.
Lewis Hamilton still leads, but there's trouble up ahead as Dick Dastardly and Muttley are digging a hole under turn 17. So, Boris Johnson, are you enjoying the Olympics? Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Claire Balding, are you enjoying the Olympics?
Bad things to say at a job interview.
I like to see myself as a people person, although some people have called me a trafficker. Do I like jogging? Oh, I thought he said, do I like dogging? The answer's still yes. What would I do if I won the lottery? Tell you to fuck off.
Lines you wouldn't hear in a Bond movie.
So, Bond, we're really pushing product placement in this film. So here's your new secretary, Miss Money Supermarket. Aha! Mr. Bond. It appears that somebody has stolen my cat. So she's smuggling diamonds somehow, Bond, and your job is to find out how. Just go to the hotel reception and ask for Fanny Vajazzle.
Okay, the next topic is unlikely things to hear at a party conference.
My name's Dave, like the TV channel. We both repeat the same old shit over and over again. I'd avoid the hotel bar. Anne Widdecombe's in there reading 50 Shades of Grey. Our strategy for this Labour conference is embrace the geek and not, as I said earlier, release the gimp. My name's Dave, like the TV channel, and I repeat the same old shit over and over again.
There we go. Unlikely lines from a cosmetics commercial.
Do you suffer from low self-esteem, feel like a failure, think you can't go on? Then take 200 Nurofen. That should do the trick. Want thicker, fuller lips? Then try telling a nightclub bouncer he's a twat to his face. Is your man hairy all over? Then why not try head, shoulders, knees and toes? For the most relaxing bubble bath imaginable. Why not have a little cheeky wank when you're in there?
Unlikely things to hear on Doctor Who.
When I was giving you a quote as your cleaner, Doctor, I was giving you a quote from the outside. Let's go forward in time by an hour. Then we get a quid off the pizza. I am the Doctor. I am 1,200 years old. And this is my assistant, who's 27.
Unlikely things to hear on radio.
You're listening to Radio U-Tree, the cream of the 1970s, broadcasting live from Pentonville. This is the Somali shipping forecast. Don't go out there! On Talk Radio today, we've been discussing what a tosser Nick Clegg is. And now on the line, we've got David from Central London. It's now 10 p.m. on Radio 4. And before the news, here's 5 minutes of free porn.
OK, the next topic is things you wouldn't hear on a science documentary.
They call it dark matter. Well, whatever it is, I've tried to flush it 4 times and it's still bloody there. Tonight, we're discussing sports science. Is it a real job, or is it just PE when it's raining? No, Nigel, that's not how you make a test tube, baby. Get your penis out of the test tube.
Things you wouldn't hear on a fitness DVD.
Do you want rock-hard buns? Then you need to get to Greg's at around 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Are you still too big to fit into that dress? Don't worry about it. Just go to Leeds. The women there don't seem to give a shit. Hello, and welcome to Dara O'Brien's Bunga Bunga Workout.
OK, the next topic is unlikely things for a vet to say.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut open the stomach of your Rottweiler and hopefully I'll have both of us out of here in no time whatsoever. Well, sir, if you think this treatment is too expensive, I suggest you get your meerkat to find somewhere cheaper.
Lines you wouldn't hear in a sci-fi movie.
Actually, Jeremy Carl's just got the DNA results back. And apparently, Luke, I'm not your father. First, there were snakes on the plane. Now the British remake, Wasp in a car. I can see dead people. That's because I'm watching UK TV Gold. To boldly go where no man has gone before. Anne Widdecombe.
How many Klingons does it take to change a dilithium crystal? 10. 1 to change it, and the other 9 to chastise him for performing such a menial task when he's a member of a proud warrior race.
OK, the next topic is unlikely personal ads.
I'm a cat person. I sleep all day and I bury my poo in the garden. Female, 22, 33, 52. One of them's my age. Are you feeling lucky, punk? Pessimistic man seeks depressed old lady so as we can have some really shit times together. I'm a George Clooney lookalike who's looking for a woman with visual impairment.
Unlikely things to hear on daytime TV.
Welcome to Channel 4 Daytime. Or as you said to your boss this morning, working from home. Coming up, Teletubbies Uncut. Yes, you're going to get to see Tinky Winky's Winky and Dipsy's La La. So David wanted to retire by the sea, so we advised him to buy in Norwich, because by the time he's retired, the sea will have come to him.
Unlikely things to hear in hospital.
His heart stopped. Quick, get the defibrillator. Oh, sorry, he's dead. Welcome to Ashford Hospital. Why not join me in playing Pregnant or Fat? You'll just feel a small prick, and then I'll pull my trousers up and won't bother you again.
Questions omitted from this year's exams.
Using pi, distract the fat kid next to you so as you can copy his answers. Religious studies. If two men have been married for 10 years, for how long will they burn in hell for? If a man travels 12 miles each day to buy a loaf of bread, how long before he realises that living in the countryside is shit?
Things a weather forecaster would never say.
It's going to be a bit blowy today. It's my birthday and my wife promised me one. Well, it was a frosty start for some of us this morning, because I came in pissed again and accidentally got in bed with my mother-in-law. I'm sure the ladies are going to be wearing skimpy bikinis tomorrow. It could reach 90 degrees, which is not bad for a man my age.
Lines you wouldn't hear in a blockbuster film.
Lord of the Rings, UK version. People come from the Shires to go on a very long journey on the Northern Line to Morden. And when they get there, it's shit. Gollum, that wasn't the ring I was referring to. Would you please get your finger out of my precious? Yoda, have you ever been tested for dyslexia?
Unlikely things for Andy Murray to think.
Oi, Tim! Look what I've just won! Hey! I think I just saw Ivan Lendl raise his eyebrow. That means he's just ejaculated.
Extracts from DVDs that would never sell.
Welcome to exercise for manic depressives. Down, up, down. This is the DVD you've been waiting for. All the tweets of Alan Sugar read out loud by Stephen Hawking. It's the DVD we've all been waiting for. Two politicians discussing Rwanda.
OK, the next topic is unlikely things to hear on a motoring programme.
I'm about to shag a bloke. Welcome to Ride My Pimp. This car has a fail-safe anti-theft device. It's a Vauxhall Corsa. I don't know about you, but I think it'd be quite nice to walk today. This car has been modified for the American market. It's got 6 cup holders, a sandwich stand and a small rotisserie attached to the dashboard.
Unlikely things for a sports commentator to say.
And the starting pistol's gone off. And Oscar Pistorius has got his arms in the air, claiming his innocence already. And as he approaches the corner at 200 miles an hour, they really need to check out this cyclist for drugs. And welcome to the 2020 Tokyo Olympic sailing competition. Oh my God, Godzilla!
OK, the next topic is commercials that never made it to air.
If it tastes like butter and spreads straight from the fridge, you've probably had a power cut. Unlimited minutes, unlimited text, unlimited music downloads. Yes, it's our new twat on a train tariff. Have you got that bloated, uncomfortable feeling in your stomach? Then try going for a shit.
Things you wouldn't hear on a DIY show.
No, don't bother putting the kettle on there. We'll crack on with the work straight away. This week on Grand Designs, 2 more middle-class tossers piss away their life savings on some glorified Wendy house. We sandblasted several layers of varnish off, but sadly, there was very little of the real Dale Winton left.
Unlikely lines from a romantic novel.
Yes, the earth did move for me. I think they must have started fracking. Fancy a coffee, she said. He realised his luck was in and started taking his clothes off, at which point he got kicked out of Starbucks. Daisy was everything he looked for in a woman. Pissed with low self-esteem.
Unlikely small ads.
Do you want a larger penis? Beach volleyball tonight on BBC One. For sale. Dwarf jacuzzi. Could also be used as a foot spa. Do you want your house to smell nice and spice up your sex life? Then why not try Glade butt plugins?
Unlikely things to hear on Crime Watch.
The police have said it's OK for the public to approach the gunman as he's sawn off the wrong end of the shotgun. The victim was marched to the cash point and made to take out £300. That's the last time he forgets his wife's birthday. More info on that post office robbery. They charged me £4.50 to send a parcel second class.
Things you wouldn't hear during an election campaign.
We in the Green Party think we've had a cracking election. Nobody's voted for us, but they've put all the election literature from us in the correct recycling bin. For goodness sake, Boris, when we said press the flesh with the electorate, we meant shake hands.
Unlikely film trailers.
Jennifer Aniston and Adam Sandler in. Well, don't matter, does it? It's going to be shit anyway. No, this isn't the day the earth stood still. It's just that you're in Norfolk. Despicable Me 3, now starring as the arch-villain Gru, Dara O'Brien.
Things you won't hear at the World Cup. Hang on. It's all very high. Sorry. So it's just this one side is doing it all the time, and that's really unfair. I'm so sorry, right? You two are you're kind of hogging it a bit. So for the rest of the round, I'm sorry. You're just going to have to... Things you won't hear at the World Cup. Dun 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 dun. Sorry, excuse me.
It's the first time that most people have ever seen Dara's legs, ladies and gentlemen. That's Messi! Oh, Messi! Yes, Wayne Rooney should never have a half-time orange unsupervised. And now we go over live for Nigeria against the Ivory Coast and our commentator, Ron Atkinson. There's 6 Brazilians in the wall and 2 in the foundations. That's the mafia for you.
Unlikely things to hear on a cookery programme.
You've got to be very careful when handling raw meat. But if your wife does walk in, close the laptop, pull up the trousers and feign ignorance. I'm Anthony Worrell-Thompson. Today we're going to be needing salmon, noodles and parsley. So I'm going to nip down to Tesco and shove them up my jumper. After MasterChef, Celebrity MasterChef and MasterChef The Professionals, now it's MasterChef. The only 5 people in Britain who've not been on MasterChef.
Unlikely things to hear in a school assembly.
It's your own time you're wasting, so please think twice about choosing media studies as an option. Now, I know today is no school uniform day, Barry, but we were hoping that you would wear something else.
Commercials that never made it to air.
Come to Treagle Mills. We got peacocks and everything. The Dyson hand dryer. The perfect way to drown out the sound of somebody having a shit. News International. When you talk, we listen.
Things a sports commentator would never say.
Apologies, the sport you're watching is apparently squash, and not, as I said earlier, tennis in prison. And there's a new event here at the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow. Yes, get ready for shouting at your own reflection in a shop window. For those of you who want to watch the equestrian events, get your butler to press the red button now.
Unlikely lines from a thriller.
There's a mole in our organisation. Toad, ratty, badger. Any idea who it might be? The truth! You can't handle the truth! So thank you for signing up to the Mail Online websites.
Unlikely things to hear at the dentist.
I think you may have to wear braces. It's just that you're very fat and your trousers keep falling down. The dental hygienist will see you soon. She's just going for a shit.
Unlikely lines from a children's book.
What big eyes you have, Grandma, said Little Red Riding Hood. Yes, said Grandma. I'm off my tits on methamphetamine. The Fat Controller went on a business strategy course. And from then on, he wanted to be known as the horizontally gifted Chief Operations Manager. It was maybe because Mr. Tickle could reach around doorways and through windows that he came to the attention of Operation U-Tree.
Unlikely things to hear in court.
We, the jury, have yet to reach a final verdict, but we would like to have a guess. Is it Mrs. Peacock with a candlestick in the library? OK, Mr Pistorius, there will now be a toilet break. Don't anybody else go in there! Mr Clapton, I put it to you that it is highly unlikely that you did not shoot the deputy, given that you have already admitted that you did shoot the sheriff.
Things you wouldn't hear in a nature documentary.
Watch out for Crocs, because anybody wearing Crocs is a bellend. The pack of meerkats surrounded the helpless lizard, and within seconds, he'd been forced to change his car insurance supplier. Just one bite from this snake can paralyse the nervous system in 3 seconds.
Unlikely small ads.
For sale. Freezer. Not working properly. Would make ideal fridge. For sale. Mitsuki 400 AK X3S with extended cab and vortex box with 2 brushes. Would suit somebody who knows what the fuck it is. For sale. Book of logic puzzles. Would suit somebody who wants a book of logic puzzles.
Unlikely lines from a superhero movie.
Come quick, Batman! Catwoman has just regurgitated Robin at the kitchen door again! The Dark Knight rises, has a quick tug, goes flaccid again. Help! We need to film these scenes quickly! This must be a job for cameraman! Spider-Man, Spider-Man, does whatever a spider can. Help! I'm stuck in a bath!
Unlikely things to hear at an award show.
And the winner of Spiritualist Medium of the Year goes to... I'm getting a D. David, Duncan, Trevor. Trevor it is. And the award for most disappointing sound effect in a TV show goes to... And here, at the SatNav Awards, we'd like just to take a moment to remember the people we've lost this year. Thank you for awarding me Sexual Fetishist of the Year. And let me tell you, this is going straight up my arse.
OK, the next topic is unlikely lines from a romantic novel.
As Christian Grey tied her to the bed using some cotton stretch slacks and then started beating her around the back with some Sicilian lemon cheesecake, she suddenly realised that he was heavily into M&S. He looked at her naked body and then he looked into her eyes. His heart started pounding and he felt a tingling sensation. What a shit time to have a coronary.
Unlikely things to hear on a news programme.
After the fire in the aromatherapy candle factory, the situation is now calm. And eventually the sun will go supernova, the earth will become dark and frozen, and everyone will die. That was the long-range weather forecast.
To my right, in my peripheral vision, Andy Parsons is showing us his penis. More on that as it unfolds.
We go over now to our vegan correspondent. I'm terribly sorry. He appears to have gone strawberry.
Things you wouldn't hear on a medical show.
I'm Dr. Christian, and remember, however embarrassing your condition is, you'll never look as weird as I do. So, if you'd like to bend over, I'm just going to check your prostate. Maybe slightly uncomfortable. I'm going in now. Look, no hands! Yes, I'm afraid it's the big C. Yep. Jeremy Hunt is paying the hospital a visit.
Unlikely things for a sports commentator to say.
And Switzerland takes the gold and hangs on to it even after the Second World War is after. And the referee checks his watch and realised it was given by the Brazilian FA. He's going to have to return it. And it's the relay, and he's made a grab for the baton. Oh, that's not the baton. But he's got a smile on his face anyway.
Lines you wouldn't hear in a TV detective show.
How did I recognise him from just his genitalia? Well, it was the red and blue paisley pyjamas around the outside. There has been a heinous crime committed on the Orient Express. Somebody has done a shit while the train was still in a station. Now, Constable, the fact that you've had to redo the chalk outline 17 times should surely be an indication that the victim is still alive.
Things you wouldn't hear at a party conference.
Willkommen, bienvenue, welcome to the UKIP party conference. As the Lib Dem leader, I say to you, go back to your constituencies and prepare your CVs.
Unlikely things to hear on daytime TV.
Thank you for watching this morning. Now put down the vodka, get dressed, and go to work.
Today on Jeremy Kyle, Jayden will be asking Mustafa... No, I better not do that.
Today's episode of Jeremy Kyle has just been cancelled.
Today on Jeremy Kyle, Jayden will be asking Spencer why he won't read his research paper on neutron decay in lithium isotopes. That was worth it.
Today on Jeremy Kyle, Jayden will be asking Spencer, where is Mustafa?
Commercials that never made it to air.
Have you been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault? Of course you have, because that is the definition of an accident. Waitrose, 2 for the price of 3. From Laboratoire Garnier, Paris. Because if we said it was from Unit 5 of a Luton industrial estate, you wouldn't buy it, would you? Did you mistake your girlfriend for a burglar on Valentine's Day? Then you need to go to Specsavers.
Lines you wouldn't hear in a sci-fi movie.
They abducted us and took us to their spacecraft, and then they explored our bodies with strange probes. I'll be honest, it was the best stag night I'd ever been on. What the people don't know, Captain Kirk, is that when I do that V thing, that means in Vulcan, I've had your mum.
Things you wouldn't hear on a survival show.
I've not had a bath for days on end. And that's because Rob Beckett's dad is in there. If you suddenly see a bear extremely close to you, the best thing to do, stand stock still. Pull down your trousers and just let it have sex with you.
Unlikely things to hear over at Tannoy.
If you see an unattended bag, please don't report it. Remember, you're in world of luggage. The 1625 has unfortunately been cancelled and has been replaced by a replacement bus service. EasyJet would like to apologise for all passengers who are going to Greece. Welcome to Megabus. Things haven't worked out quite as well as you were hoping, have they?
Unlikely film trailers.
In his toughest assignment yet, Peter Parker has to pick a peck of pickled peppercorn. The Grand Budapest Hotel. Brilliant, The Times. 5 stars, The Guardian. The beds weren't made. TripAdvisor.
Things you wouldn't hear on the radio.
I'm sorry for that small pause just at the end of that record there. Only my shit took slightly longer than I expected. A hideous car crash has occurred at the end of the A19. It's called Doncaster. You're listening to BBC Wiltshire because your car radio has lost reception to what you were listening to. Sometimes when you listen to the radio, there's a tune that you can't get out of your head. It sort of plays again and again and again. It sort of gets faster and faster and faster, and finally it comes on.
Unlikely greeting cards.
Sorry you're leaving, and sorry to break it to you in such a cowardly fashion. My feelings can't be put into words, although the judge did describe them as inappropriate. Roses are red, violets are blue. When you go down on me, please don't chew.
OK, the next topic is things you wouldn't hear on a science documentary.
He's old, isn't he?
For Sarah Palin, it's conclusive proof that man and dinosaur existed together. For everybody else, the Flintstones is just a cartoon.
Well, we could ask a proper scientist about this, or we could ask Dara O'Brien.
Hello, my name's Dara O'Brien. And to try and bring science to the masses, I'm going to appear in a programme with Stephen Hawking wearing a ridiculous hat.
Just enough with the, just, you know... I love that hat, by the way.
I'm Dara O'Brien. And I've got a massive head and a massive brain. But all I get to do in this bit is just press a little button.
I would just like to say that I think Dara O'Brien's a legend.
Unlikely things to hear on Breakfast TV.
You're watching Breakfast TV because the chemist won't have your Valium ready until mid-morning. Stay put for Jeremy Kyle. Today's tooth count is 3. If you've been affected by any of the issues in today's Jeremy Kyle show, then phone us up. You're the sort of freak we need to get on tomorrow.
Lines you wouldn't read in a romantic novel.
The dark stranger emerged from the sea, his wet shirt clinging against his muscular torso. Soon, she held him and said the words she'd been dying to say for ages. I'm UK Border Patrol and you're under arrest. He grabbed her hand, he held it tightly, and they skipped off through the fields of daffodils. And it was at that moment she thought he might be a little bit gay.
Rejected exam questions.
If cycling 10 miles a day uses up 400 calories, explain why Boris Johnson is still a fat bastard. Where is Greece? Is it A, the southern Mediterranean, or B, up shit creek? Explain how UKIP became a major force in British politics without using the word wanker.
Unlikely things to say when running for US president.
No, we can't! I will govern for all of this country. Not just the metropolitan cities on the coast, but also you cousin shaggers down south. I'd like to apologise for Mr. Trump. Which is what I say when I've just farted in bed.
Unlikely things to hear on a consumer programme.
Firstly, we'd like to apologise for the mispronunciation on last week's show, and particularly to those people who, as a result, have invested all of their life savings in ISIS. The kids were left shocked, frightened and in tears. So our advice, if you're hiring a face painter, don't book a surrealist.
These lines you wouldn't hear in a kid's film.
Why are you crying, Mummy? Said Pepper. Well, said Mummy Pig. Nanny McPhee, I've got bad news. We're replacing you with Nanny McSmallerfee from Belarus. The wonderful thing about diggers is we can disembowel a gazelle in 10 seconds.
Unlikely things for a sports commentator to say.
And that's a wonderful sleight of hand from the Welsh fly half. He's picked up the loose ball, he's tucked it back in his shorts, and nobody seems to have noticed. I'd like to apologise. What you're watching is, in fact, judo, and not, as I said earlier, timed pyjama cuddling.
Unlikely things for a continuity announcer to say.
On ITV2 next, what Katie did next, which I'm guessing is get her tits out and marry some thick prick for publicity purposes. Next up on Channel 4, +1, -2, divided by 3. countdown. You're watching the adult channel +1, because that Viagra's taking a while to kick in.
OK, give it a round of applause for Ed here in Milton.
The truth! Really shit, Tom. Vauxhall Corsa. Spider-Man. Jade Goody. Anne Widdecombe. Heather Mills. Jade Goody. Anne Widdecombe. Heather Mills. Somebody having a shit. Sweets of Alan Sugar. My bottom.